Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so tremendously grateful to this man for showing up, but equally keen not to humble myself utterly. I mean, come on, it's a great show. But it is actually fucking Dara Ó Briain, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Thanks, Dara. Thanks for joining us.
We had a game once, myself and Ed Byrne, on a long journey where we, in the name of inventing games, and the game was, if you could hack into / take over the decks at a strip club, what would be the best piece of music to unexpectedly play so that the strippers had to dance to that piece of music?
That is wonderful. Do you have an answer for this? Because I feel like we should throw it to the stream chat.
Yes, we do. Yeah, absolutely. There are many somber answers, but surreal generally works better. I mean, there's many really fucking grim answers. There's definitely we have one. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got a winning answer. I'm just going to, because there's a slight delay. People are already suggesting the Benny Hill theme.
Too obvious.
We have Thomas the Tank Engine. I've got to say, Thomas the Tank Engine because of that thumping bass line. Time to say goodbye, says RJ Murphy. That something actually imbued with a real kind of emotional weight sounds like a fun thing. Easy Lover, says Cloverhead. The National Anthem, says Signore Tenore. Bridge over troubled water. The Hokey Cokey. Orinoco Flow. I've got to say, Orinoco Flow, because you could rock it, right? You could actually do Orinoco Flow, and you could incorporate it in a way that if someone walked in mid-gig, they'd go, mid-gig, there's me, I consider this you could incorporate it.
Honestly, I think most people going into a strip club come in mid-gig. I don't think people go to get to the strip club by 8. We don't want to piss them up with it. We won't know what happens at the end if we go get John appears at 8.
Do people not queue outside strip clubs? I'm afraid I'm not very worldly.
Really isn't. Oh no! The first hour of the strip club, they establish all the things No, that's not how I think how punters use the strip club. Do you want to know what Ed and I came up with our favourites?
I've got 2 or 3 more, and then you can go for it. We've got Do They Know It's Christmas?
Yeah.
Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy of Company B, and the Ninja Turtles theme song. That's all we've got, Dara. Put us out of our misery and tell us which is best.
Okay. Do you want to know the grim one? Do you want to know the one that?
Yes. Oh God, you might as well.
Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Forget I said that. The actual winner is the War of the Worlds soundtrack by Jeff Lynne, the full spoken word introduction. So that they have to dance to Who Could Have Known as the collide thousands of miles away across the galaxy. Envious eyes gazed upon Get them to dance to that.
That's extraordinary. Dara, now just hold with us. This may go nowhere. You clearly know the words. Can I just ask, is anyone on the sofa confident enough a dancer? Because there is a chance that someone would care to interpret that dance. And I'm going to tell you now, if no one nominates themselves, it's going to be David Horse. So look at David. And I mean, it's well beyond his pay grade. And is anyone just on the
I'll do it if you want.
Oh, bless your heart. I'm just using you as a sort of leverage to see if anyone got experiences, go dancing, anything like that.
I have 0 experience, but I cannot miss up on a chance to dance in front of Dara Ó Briain.
Who said that? Raise your hand. Who said that? Was it David? It was David. Dara, can you do the spoken intro? I assume you're.
I'm trying to remember enough of it to keep this going.
Okay. Well, yeah, to keep it going.
No nipples, yeah.
No nipples.
No nipples, yeah.
How are we to know at the turn of the century, as we lived our lives, that across the eons of space, envious eyes gazed upon our universe and hatched their plans against us?
I think that's what David considers sexiness to be.
I've been in a committed relationship for 7 years, so it works.
Anyway,
We're still going.
No, we're
No,
not still
David,
going. Give David a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. What a hero! Well done. What a cracking sport. Dara, did you have further notes?
oh, sorry. Yeah, I found out my street value, which is £41. That's always good.
Didn't you think that was classy though, that she would make that money? I don't want to join this, whatever the fuck this is. Take the money and get yourself some food.
Really a random amount of change. Even in her own home, she bagged some change and just flung it at the street and go, just take it and leave me alone. Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen, right? I once had a conversation I've only met him a couple of times in things. Once had a conversation with Ian McKellen, Ross Noble, and Jason John Whitehead, Canadian comedian.
Ooh, lovely, yes.
After the Stonewall benefit gig, which is a big LGBT charity in Edinburgh, and he had been the guest MC. And he's talking to him, being utterly delightful in I was once Magneto, I am kind of a way. Everyone just gazing at him. And I wasn't there for the bit in which he looked down at Ross's shoes. Ross is wearing these really fancy pair of trainers and says, or somebody goes, where did you get those trainers? And Ross says, I got them in wherever, right? And then they looked at McKellen's shoes and said, oh, where did you get those? Which is another fancy pair of trainers. And McKellen said, I got them because I am in the movies.
Oh, how lovely to wield that kind of thing whereby you're just in the movies, so people give you stuff.
You know, but he was Magneto / Gandalf. So yes, he was the movies for about 5 years. So,
yes.
yeah.
And he has that wonderful T-shirt. You know, there's some people are just gay, get over it. And he's got like, I'm Gandalf and Magneto, get over it. You're a show businessman. Do you have, do people send you free, glorious stuff that you can go, oh, look at this?
Yeah, bits of it. We try to filter it.
What's Dara? I'm fascinated by this. What's the filtering process? How many humans are there in between you and anthrax in an envelope?
I got a guy who bundles up all the stuff, bundles them all up, and then sorts through them with the team that I have. Who wants this? Who wants that? There was somebody who once gave me a Panini sticker for the 2000, I'm going to get the dates of this wrong, right? I think it was 2006 or 2008 World Cup at a tour date. Gave me the Panini sticker book in which the Irish team had been entirely filled out. Okay? I'm sorry, that sounds like I'm going, well, what a fucking bitch. I mean, I wanted to do the Irish team. The one thing I wanted to do the Irish team, right? But had the Irish team had been entirely filled out, okay? And we went, okay, well, that's okay, that's great, that's kind of nice or whatever. And then I went, hang on, wait a minute. We haven't qualified for this World Cup. This person has made a Panini album and made the Irish page, including making 24 stickers of who could potentially be in the Irish squad, and then put them together and then present them.
Is that very? Does that become like Biff's almanac from Back to the Future?
The die was cast. It became something in a bin, is what it became. It was suddenly on tongs. Oh no, that's too much effort to make. So when he just said, I liked your show. That's great. I'm happy with that. I'm really happy.
Oh my Lord.
I have dedicated months of my life to building an adhesive sticker collection of an imaginary Irish World Cup squad.
Now, I noticed on your Twitter feed that earlier this last week, in fact, you hosted via Zoom. You hosted a charity gig for, was it Great Ormond Street?
I did, yeah. We did. They did a night for Great Ormond Street, yeah.
And you were in proper black tie doing the actual hosting gig.
In a tux, and the idea was that you would then buy the ticket like you'd buy to the ball normally, but you'd make your own dinner, and then they'd have your wine, and then we'd pause, and then they got like Craig David to do a set, and they'd had a silent auction where they would, the normal donations they get, as like a charity would normally get, they're now sitting on. So they did all the stuff, but you had to host the charity ball in your house. Due to this is live obviously, but due to technical reasons, this is the first time I said it wasn't live. But to make it look live, and even a bit because it's on a Thursday night where I went, oh, is that the time? I better go out and applaud the NHS workers to walk out the shot, and then stop that segment, and then restart another segment, and walk back in and went, oh no, look at me, I was in a tux. How funny! My neighbours all laughed. It was all lies.
Oh my Lord!
All lies. But they made 40 grand off it. And they're kind of one of these things that people are trying to work out how to make it happen. Much like this. It's really interesting. finding new ways of making comedy happen in the full knowledge that when comedy goes back to being able to happen in the old way, we can fuck off all these techniques that we've been using.
No. Don't you shut your whore mouth, Dara. Forever. And I'm going to do shows with no driving from my house in Bristol.
You totally are. Yeah. No question. You did what you had to do to get through. Right, you did what you needed. This is like in Goodfellas, whatever you need to do to survive, or we're all inside. You did it then, right?
While we're all inside. Yeah. Listen, we've got a couple of questions for you on the Twitch stream. If you have time for a few questions, Heather Lilias says cancels making Infinite Sofa Almanac. Nice. So, David Shutter says, I want a shut your whore mouth t-shirt. Wait a second, we did have genuine questions. Oh, that was it. So I'm going to skate over a reference to a certain bus company because that is tawdry when you're dealing with the class act that is Dara Ó Briain. However, we'd like to know what's behind you. Someone says, is that a pole vaulting man bear statuette behind you?
Hang on, I might as well get it down for you. It's called a applauding bear. Hang on. Sorry, it's called clapping bear, and it's a bear applauding with gold.
Oh wow! I think I speak for all of us when I say, "What the fuck?"
It's a piece of art. It's a bear applauding. Of course, it's a bear applauding. What, I mean, why? Why? You say why to Picasso? I didn't make this. It's just. But look at it. Look at it. Oh, do you know I've not had a good look at it in a while? We've had it for a while. It's a lovely thing. There's a trilobite next to it. Before
we get onto the trilobite, and I want to get onto the trilobite, but it does look, because the hands are gold, it looks like it's a statue that's been rubbed by repeated use, and every night you go up to it and twiddle its little hands and say, "Clap for me, little bear."
That's at a Tokyo tube station. It's incredibly like fucking dog in Edinburgh that people go up and pet in the nose, like whatever.
Talk us through your trilobite.
There's a trilobite. Yeah, there's a trilobite up there. Come on, there's all sorts of nerdy things. There's a Perspex sheet that's been hit by lightning, and do you want to see the trilobite? Is this what we're doing?
I want to see the trilobite. This is the glory of things like this, is that we can see the environments in which people reside. You can see, for example, that Andy from Catford lives in a completely blank sort of area and is clearly Googling something else while he's watching. So you certainly want to see Dara's trilobite. My God.
It's a dinosaur.
Is that, someone said, is that a dinosaur?
Essentially, yeah. It's not actually the same family of dinosaurs. Trilobites. They're the horseshoe crab. Sorry, is the only living relative of it now. It's one of the oldest, and still has a direct line through.
And that is a trilobite.
Genuinely,
I didn't pay much attention in school. I was too busy juggling and being cool. I don't want to say it out loud. I don't know if I was, but from what I understand, that was once a living creature. That's not the imprint of a creature.
No, that's not. What happens is they die, they fall to the ground, and then sand covers them, and slowly they become stone. And that's what Mary Anning and all those were collecting. That's all these kind of fossils.
There was something exquisitely bleak about you saying they die and then they become stone. It was like the end of
it is. It's like that Doctor Who thing with the things those things keep turning. Yeah, but that's all fossils are. They're not a happy thing.
And it's definitely dead. God.
Oh, no, it's definitely dead. It's very
inside going.
Occasionally within the stone, you hear it scratching, just scratching. Just tapping the code.
Who is the head? Who's the bust over your right shoulder?
Oh, that's just a piece of it's I think it's just called Farmer. It's by an Irish artist who went to.
Oh, fair enough. I thought I dared to dream it was a relative, and I love the way. That's
Uncle Patrick. What we did is we chopped his head off, and then and we hope one day to unfreeze him and then revivify him. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Is he also still alive inside?
We hope not. He's been screaming silently for about 10 years.
If he is alive, if he is alive,
happening with his brain in there, like whatever. But I just realized it is very much just like Han Solo. That is the reference I was making.
What Dara's just realised, and what we've all consequently just realised, is that people on the sofa can send little private messages which pop up on the screen. Please leave Dara alone. What's happened here is that David Hoare has addressed Dara directly without checking in with me first. Handled it like the class act he is, and now everyone thinks it's weapons free to chat to Dara. Well, fuck you. It's my show, okay?
I'm special.
Dara, I feel like before we let you go, I feel like we're in a unique position to hear some of the inside information about the minutiae of your career, because you famously, when you were on my Comedian podcast, so a few years ago, you kind of gave away the farm. Like, people regard that episode as like, oh, this is how to do a big tour show in an Apollo-sized venue. Yeah. You come on, you do Trust Me, I'm a Comedian, you do that, then you do that, you switch that there. It's one of those episodes which I know, and because comics have been in touch to tell me, that a lot of comics heard it and went, God, that's how you do it. And a lot of other comics heard it and were like, shut up, don't say, why would you say all that? So I wanted to ask you, when you are hosting, as you do, Mock the Week, what are some of the things that are behind the scenes that you do in your position as host of Mock the Week? What are the sorts of things that structurally go on that you can tell us all how to host Mock the Week?
The most important thing is when the script is delivered, and then all of our parts are laid out in various highlighter pen, and then we just read through all of those, and the only key to that one really is listening, is because I'm just looking for anything to jump on the back of. So I'm just looking for anything that someone will say. It used to be really brutal. Yeah, Mock the Week has gone through about whatever number of different generations of performers, and it used to be quite savage, as it famously was, and now it's not as much. But it used to be a case of it was really bang, people slicing across each other. Jigsaw pieces. All these things are jigsaw pieces, to be honest. And a lot of people deliver jokes that are like a piece that you can add another piece onto. Whereas people like Frankie, for example, delivers a corner piece each time. Like a corner piece in which there's only one bit going in.
Oh, that metaphor has me absolutely creaming my pants.
Yeah, and there's nowhere to go after that. It's the buffer at the end of the Duplo Lego set, and there is no extra bit that goes after that or whatever. But now, and I think it's a generational thing as much as anything else. I was basically waiting for a generation which was much more, we listen and we react and we mess around more. But that is totally the key to it. If there's any kind of thing, I'm not that, like, Mock does what Mock does, like whatever. I'm not saying anything regarding Mock as any kind of masterclass in it. But the only way I get through what I do is you're listening to what's being said, and then looking for anything to do. So I usually try to fertilize jokes, add more to them, stick the extra bit on, be the link man in midfield who just keeps the move going.
So that you've got to be the link man in midfield who allows the Duplo to be connected with the corner pieces of the jigsaw.
If that isn't in any way straining the metaphor, then yeah, that'd be perfect.
Love it. Thank you, Dara. Listen, I know you're a busy man. You have multiple children. I don't know how many children, but I know you have more than one.
They're ideally all asleep at this stage, which would be great. I will only say one quick German thing, which is I got involved in a very silly joke, and this is particularly for Moritz and for our other German friend.
Matthias?
Yes, I got involved in a very silly German joke where I tried to do a parody hipster tweet at the weekend about, everyone's like a big fan of German football now. Some of us have been watching the Bundesliga for years and would like get on. I've been actually a fan of Burundi and Morten Harket for ages now. and then wrote the end, go, leave the real fans alone, right? And then got hundreds of people who just saw the tone of it, didn't read the actual thing, and went, how dare you? People are allowed to watch what they want. How dare you be snobby? And I spent the entire weekend writing, look, read it again. Read it again. But other people got it, and now there's a kind of a slogan. There's a whole jerseys. There's a web page for Burundi, Morten Harket. But the bit that I'm saying for Moritz more than anything else, somebody came up with a logo for this fake football team, right, with the German motto underneath, which is, and Moritz, or who's the guy? Sorry,
Matthias.
Matthias can translate. The motto of the German team is buchstäblich ein Witz.
We're going to go over to Matthias for the translation.
The translation is literally a joke.
Literally a joke. I love it.
In German, literally a joke is written. I don't know with that, but it's just glorious.
Because Maggie decided not to teleport in, she gave her question to Matthias. Matthias, would you now please round off the interview with Dara before we say goodbye to Dara and welcome Marcel to the show? Matthias, would you please ask Dara Ó Briain a question in your inimicable style?
Guten Abend, Dara.
Guten Abend.
What's your favorite desert?
Of all the deserts, don't think you'll throw me with this. My favorite is clearly the hipster savers. The Atacama Desert in Chile is my favorite. For many reasons, not least because that was the home of the hotel in the Bond movie. One of the first, I think it's the second. Oh, the one where the guy drinks the petrol at the end. That's that desert, right? In Quantum of Solace, right? The one where Bond shoots a wall, literally shoots a wall, and the whole hotel explodes.
Yes. Was the bit I loved Quantum of Solace, but when it got to the bit where the guy was like, "Welcome to my exploding hotel," even I was like, "Are you sure?"
You don't have to shoot the wall while you're here. Enjoy it. And it's a real hotel. It's actually a stargazing hotel. That's why it's all got all those things. And people sit out on the desert with incredibly clear skies and set up their stuff and take deep space photographs from that hotel. I know that because the Bond girl, I made that joke at the Empire Awards, and the Bond girl came up after I'd done 5 minutes about the exploding hotel and came up and said, "Actually, it's a very famous hotel, that hotel." Slammed by a Bond girl. Dara, thank you so much for joining us. People of the sofa, people on Twitch, please clap and thank Mr. Dara Ó Briain. Thanks so much for being part of the show, man. Really appreciate it. I look forward to welcoming you onto the 1000th edition of this show, and thus proving you wrong and proving that it really did keep going forever, even though by that time, me and Matthias shouting hard-boiled egg at one another. Thanks so much, mate. Good night.